Here we go. Nah, who am I kidding? This wouldn't be a massive unboxing if it was just one bag.
That is one big pile of shit.
My wife's gonna kill me. Hey guys, welcome back to Crooked Hooks Fishing. Thanks so much for tuning in. As promised, massive unboxing. I've had all these subscription sacks just sitting dormant. I was planning on doing a video for each of them, but I got into the busy period at work. You know how it is. You just run out of time and the three kids running around. I just didn't have time to get individual videos out. So we're going to do a massive unboxing today. But the thing is I'm not going to be dragging this out. I'm only going to be showcasing key baits that I think are of interest. I mean, I've showcased small cranks and large cranks and this and that before, so those ones I'll probably bypass, and I'll just show the stuff that is new and exciting coming up for the season. Three of these sacks are part of the new Six Sack subscription service. They did a big change back in April with how the Six Sack works, because some people were complaining that they got repeat baits or the variety just wasn't there. So now the Six Sack actually gives the Six Sack subscribers exclusive access to unique colors of existing baits, or a pre-release of new baits that haven't even been released to the public yet. So I've got a few of those in here somewhere in here, and I like it.
I like it a lot.
So we're going to get into the unboxing right now. I'm just going to start dumping this stuff out, and I'll speed up the video to make sure that we're not just sitting here opening each individual bag. But here we go. Okay. Whew. Wow. Oh my God. There's a lot of stuff here. Well, I can see the improvements that they've made on the Six Sack, because there's a really big variety of baits here now, which is pretty awesome. To give you an idea of what we just unboxed, let me go around to the back of the camera here. This is what we just unboxed. That is crazy. There's just a crazy amount of stuff. A crazy amount of stuff. All right. So we'll look and start digging through this and start seeing what catches our eye here. Looks like we got a good assortment of swim baits and hybrid jigs. A couple finesse jigs. There's something you don't see every day. This is the 6th Sense Catwalk. This is my go-to topwater bait, and they put one in the bag. I'm going to push that up a little closer, see if I can get a good... Yeah, there you go. I'm looking over at another screen if you're wondering what I'm looking at. Just making sure we're in focus here. This is a topwater walking style bait. Really, really loud rattle chamber. There's two different types of walking style baits that 6th Sense does, the Dogma and the Catwalk. The Catwalk is for more calmer conditions, where the Dogma is for more rougher conditions. But this thing, once you get a rhythm going on this thing, it just goes for days. And you can cast it a good half a mile. It's got a good amount of weight. I think it's, it's 5/8 of an ounce. And it just flies. It just absolutely flies. But that thing just catches fish straight up. This is actually an interesting one. I haven't seen this in a bag before. And this is actually one of my go-to baits for pike. And that's this little guy here. This is called the Hyper Jerk. Yeah, I know, Hyper Jerk. I see what you're doing. Grow up. Anyway, this is the Hyper Jerk. This is a lipless jerk bait. So this guy will suspend in the water column. And the nice thing about this is you can modify your rod twitches in different directions. So this thing will just dart all over the place, but it will stay suspended in the water column. It takes a long time for it to get really down to depth, but you don't want to fish this in depth. So having an extra couple of these, you know, in that 3 to 4 foot water range where there's weeds coming up halfway, where the pike are hiding down underneath, this thing just skirts along the top of the weeds and they just come up and blast this thing. If anyone who is an avid pike fisherman, I really suggest you grab one of these. I believe Berkeley and Rapala both make a lipless jerk as well, which are readily available at Canadian Tire. But you can also, if you want one of the 6 cents Hyper Jerks, just for the premium color schemes and the realism in the bait, you can actually get them locally through an outlet in Napanee. I believe they just opened a storefront in Shannonville too as well. Is Parallel 44 Outdoors. And they carry a whole line of 6 cents gear, so you can get it without having to pay US shipping. So there you go, guys. Now, where are the unique baits? Where is the ones that are exclusive? Hello. There we go. Here's one. Now, this has been released now, but it wasn't when this sack arrived. This is the Glitch 3.8, and this is 6 cents drop shot bait. And they had never made a drop shot plastic before. There you go.
Yummy.
It's got molded eyes, little molded fins and stuff, and it's got this little paddle tail going on at the back. There we go. And look at the flake in this thing. This thing has just an obscene amount of holographic flake. And this you're just going to fish with a drop shot hook, drop shot rig setup. Can't see why you couldn't use this as a small jig trailer too as well. But I'm really stoked to actually try this once bass season starts, because that'll be really good for smallies. Oh, right underneath it, there's the other exclusive. Another exclusive here. And this is the soft jerk bait. This is the Flush. And it's the Flush 5.2. So it's a 5.2 inch soft jerk bait. And this is an exclusive 6 cents color just for subscribers. This isn't available on the website. The one thing I like about their jerk baits is they got the big split belly, which is great. But when you transpose the hook, it's got a split fin on the top. So when the hook comes up through the back, it hides itself in between the parts on this fin. So that way there's nothing interfering with your hook set. This is just goes straight out from in between the fins. So your hookup ratio is a whole lot better. I do already have some flushes in some different colors. So it's nice to get this unique color. It's kind of like a motor oil green pumpkin kind of thing. So that's actually really, really cool. And here's the other exclusive. This bait only got released 2 weeks ago. And this is called the Krube. And this is another exclusive color. But 6 cents didn't have a tube bait. They had paddle tails, they had worms, they had stick worms, craws, that sort of stuff. But they didn't have a tube. But they wanted to make a multi-purpose tube. They didn't want you to just put a tube hook in it and just flip it around. So this is the Krube. Yeah, I know. So that's the Krube. And what it is a little crawfish imitator. And this is an exclusive color that's not available. This is kind of like a green pumpkin. Oh, God. What is that? Looks like someone chewed up a fruit cake and then spit it into the mold. That's really what it looks like. It's pretty horrifying. But I can see how this is going to get eaten. Now, this has much thicker appendages than your typical tube, but it also has your craw paddle tails and stuff. I think I'm probably going to Texas rig this on a 3/0, either pegged or unpegged, and just get it down to the bottom and start dragging it. I think that's probably the way I'm going to go. But because it has this hollow body, you can put in a weighted tube hook in there too as well. Have a go at it. And so that is really, really cool that we got a pack of those. That is a really, really awesome color. I'm really looking forward to throwing that. That's really cool. As far as the rest of the soft baits, I mean, I got some swim baits. I got, mind you, I did get that swim bait, and I didn't have the chartreuse before, so that's really cool. And it's got the white belly. So that's, oh, I can see why they sent it. I can see why they sent these, because they sent this. Chartreuse and white divine swim jig, 3/8 of an ounce. That's going to pair up with this really, really nicely. So that's very, very cool. Terminal tackle, I got just a ton, and I hardly ever get terminal tackle. So this is great. I got 4/0 flipping ox hooks, stout wide gap hooks in 3/0, stout wide gap hooks in 5/0, some divine bullet weights, just lead weights, jugular worm hooks, the wide gap worm hooks, some gyro swivels, and a pack of wacky hooks as well. So right on, got a bunch of stuff. What else did they send us? They sent me a boatload. I got shallow cranks for days. I have so many shallow cranks in here, it's ridiculous. Really ridiculous. They did send me a Swank 77, which is really, really cool. We have a lot of weeds up here. We all know it. I've shown you the Swank 77 before. This is the Swank 77. It's a pretty beefy crankbait. This goes down to about 5 feet. But what's really unique about that is that L-shaped bill. I don't know what the physics is behind it, but this thing will burn through weeds like they're nothing. Whereas where a regular crankbait, at a 10 casts, you'll be picking weeds out of them, 7 out of 10 times. You'll maybe pick weeds out of this twice. For some reason, it just goes through the weeds crazy good. And, oh, it looks like they sent me 2 colors. Yeah, I got the Wild Lava Craw as well. Nice orange and black, yellow. Crazy. Oh my goodness. Lots of really small crankbaits. These are the Crush 2025 minis. I can't really see that one there. So this is the Mini X. So this goes down to about 6 feet. And then these ones are the Crush 25 MDs, which is medium divers. These will go down to 9 feet. These little guys here. And these are small. These are only maybe 2 inches total, and that includes the bill. These are really, really great to have, especially if you predominantly fish with a spinning setup. These are nice little crankbaits because you can whip these around for days on a spinning rod and not have to worry about it. A lot of people say you can't crankbait fish on a spinning rod. They're lying to you. Liars. Sit upon the throne of lies. Absolutely. You want to crank fish with a spinning rod? Go for it. It doesn't matter at all. My dad does it all the time and he's a hammer. So honestly, have some fun with it. Lastly, what do I think we got? Actually, this is, again, my go-to bait probably for bass or pike. And I was so happy to see that just now. That's the Provoke 106 jerkbait. Look at the pattern on the back of that. This is crazy. What color is this? Threadfin shad. So once again, all the hard baits that Six Sense puts out, they all have the molded in gill plates. You see that? And molded in scales, holographic eyes, and laser sharp black nickel hooks. These things are ridiculously sharp. You never have to worry about changing out your terminal tackle. Like, it's an absolute killer. This bait, this is a great color too. I'm actually really liking this because even though it says threadfin shad, this is a perfect little baby bass imitator. So you can get hit on this all day long. Never shy away from a bait because the color might not be, you know, from the area or whatever, anything like that. Wow, there's a lot of bait here. There's an absolute ton of bait here. I don't need all this, but I bet some of you do. So I want to set a goal. 2 weeks from when this video launches, I'm going to cross-post the video in all the groups. And all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and put a comment down below on a bait that you saw that you really liked. After 2 weeks, I want to see if we can hit 50 subscribers. Right now, I believe we're at 29 or 30. I want to get to 50 subscribers. If 20 of you could hit that subscribe button, put a comment down below, and come along for the ride that we're going on right now, I would greatly appreciate it. Once we get to 50 subscribers, if we get to 50 subscribers in that 2 week period, I'm going to take a bunch of these baits. I'm going to put it in one of these bags. And to the people who left a comment with their favorite bait and did a like and did a subscribe, I'm going to send that bag to you. I'm going to pick one of the comments from below in the video, as long as we get to 50 subscribers, and then I'm going to send a bag of baits out. So please leave a like and subscribe. Come along for the ride. I really appreciate all your support, and thank you again for clicking on the video. And as always, everybody, keep your heads above the water. Take care now.